law of God. It's in there. We got the 10, right? You got a question, brother?
Yeah. I'll wait till you finish.
Okay, all praise. Go back to Deuteronomy. I'm going to finish this point. I'm going to answer your question. Go back to Deuteronomy 28. Read it again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Moses talking to the Israelites. Come on.
But it shall come to pass that thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God says, bro, look, in the Bible, what's your name again, bro? William. What's your name? Nick? Rankin? Yes. Like in ranks? Yeah. Rankin? Okay, so we got Rankin, Nick, Will, and Jessica. I remember Jessica. Okay, Jessica, I got you. And your name is? Jordan. Okay, trying to get a little personal out here. All right. So what we just read in the Bible was Moses told the Israelites that if you do not keep the commandments and the laws, these are the curses that shall come upon thee. First in verse 1 it says blessed. When we read verse 15, it says curses. So we're going to read some curses, and you tell me who this happened to. 32.
Thy son and thy daughter shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. The fruit of the land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
He say, look, your sons and your daughters going to be given to another people. You know what that's called? That's called slavery. He says the fruit of your land, another nation going to eat up. You see what I'm saying? Meaning there's going to be another nation that's going to eat off of your land. You're not going to be able to eat off your own land. You see what I'm saying? That's God say that came upon the Israelites. Why? For not keeping his commandments. And when you look at the history of Israelites over time, that's what happened to us. Like I talked about with the sister here. We talked about in Egypt. What were the Israelites in Egypt? Were they on the top or on the bottom? They were slaves in Egypt. Why? Because they went against God's law. They were slaves in Egypt. How about Assyria? They were slaves. How about in Babylon? They were slaves. How about in the Greco and Roman Empire? The Israelites were slaves. How about today in America? The Israelites are slaves. Right. It's a history that continues to repeat itself. Why? Because the Israelites don't want to keep God's law. We always come back to the laws of God. We have to come back to the law. So those that do keep the law, right? So you had even in our oppression, right? We talk like in the book of Daniel. Daniel was under Nebuchadnezzar the king. They kept the law. But guess what? Their people were still under oppression because us as a people, we don't keep the law. That's like there's a saying that say you'll never rise above your people, right? Meaning that I don't give a damn if you Oprah Winfrey, you got millions of dollars. Oprah Winfrey goes to the other country and look at her like she a nigga. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because even though she got money, they look at her, they don't see nothing, but they see us, they see niggas in specs. You see what I'm saying? You will never rise above your people. So it's not about just like in Christianity, right? In Christianity, people will say, well, I'm saved, brother, I'm good, I'm saved. Salvation is not for a person. You understand what I'm saying? Salvation is not for a person. Do you know what salvation is? We read the curses in the Bible that we will be given to another people. Give Deuteronomy 28:68. Now watch this real quick. Pay attention, because this is very serious. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. With ships.
So the next slavery we'll go in will be on cargo slave ships. You might not know it or not, bro, but the so-called Hispanic people, y'all was taken to Spain on slave ships, bro. Our people was brought over here on slave ships, bro. That's a curse in the Bible. That prophecy has now become our history. You understand what I'm saying? That prophecy has now become our history. Our history is slave ships. Slave ships is in the Bible. Come on.
By the way, wherever I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there,
when those ships dock, go ahead.
Ye shall be sold unto your enemies. Your enemies. Your enemies.
We were sold to an enemy. Who was we sold to, bro?
The Arabs, because it was an Arab slave trade.
The sub-Saharan slave trade, we familiar with that. Those are our enemies. Who else was we sold to?
The Indians, the Chinese. But here's my question though.
Okay.
I'm hearing you talk, and I know from the Bible they talk about the Israelites are enslaved in Goshen, but the pyramids is in Memphis. That's over 600 miles away. So how did y'all build the pyramids and y'all stayed in Goshen?
So one thing you would know about the Israelites, verse 64.
Verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth, even unto the other.
We weren't just enslaved in Goshen, but we were enslaved under every nation under the sun. That's why you're going to find pyramids over here along the Mississippi River, bro. That's why you're going to find pyramids over there in Mexico. Why? Because the Israelites is there.
Right.
God said he would scatter us, but not just in one place, but abroad. You understand what I'm saying? No, sir. I'm counting the 12 tribes, Judah, Benjamin, Levi. These people on this line that fit the curses of the Bible that were scattered in slavery, bro.
Well, the problem is Reuben, which is a Seminole Indian, that's amalgamation of the Native American Indians and the Africans who were here. So they wouldn't even be on there because they are people who came together. So
give me numbers 1 and 18. You got, hey, this is good. This is good stuff. I love your questions, bro. You got some good questions, bro. Hey, you deep, bro. You deep. Watch this. Watch this.
Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month and declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
By the house of your father. One thing you're going to know, even in Esau science, right? When you think about chromosomes, right? You get a man is an X and a Y. A woman is an X and an X. That Y you can only get from your father. So your father's race will never change from man to man to man, never.
Right.
You are who your father is. There is no such thing as an acclamation or a mix. You might get certain features from your mother. You might get a lighter skin like our sister is here, but your race cannot be changed, bro, according to God. Your race, that's why your last name comes from your father. You understand what I'm saying? Your father is your house. That's your race. You can't change. Only God can change that, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
That's not answering the question. The question was, how can Reuben be a Seminole Indian when Seminoles is something that was actually made up? Seminole is
so you're going off of the name or a title. You know, there was once upon a time when they called us black. There was once upon a time they called us Negro. There was once upon a time they called us Moor. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't get caught up on the name. We're not caught up on the name. When I say Seminole Indian or when I say Native American, you understand based on that the general populace of people that I'm talking about. The Bible don't call them Seminole. The Bible doesn't call. The Bible calls them Reuben. When we use that title so that we can communicate, bro. You understand what I'm saying? When I say Native American Indian, you know who I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? So we're just using it for communication. But I understand your plight, bro. But the thing is that we are the Israelites. Why? How do we know? We read it in the Bible, the curses, and we're going to continue to teach. Now, if you got more questions, I love your questions, bro. You coming with some good questions, bro. Keep them coming. But I want to continue to teach as well. Because one thing you got to understand is that we are in a condition for a reason, right? Would you agree that the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man is oppressed through slavery?
Through slavery.
Yes, that's a part of our history, right? So now, we read in the scriptures in Deuteronomy 28 verse 68 that we will be sold to who? What did God call them? What did God call our enslaver? What did he call them? Who we were sold to? He called them our enemies. You all right. I like this guy. You all right. God called them our enemies. So when we come to the New Testament, because the concept that I wanted to bring home was salvation and being saved. Because you got Christians out here today, they'll say, I'm saved, my brother. Aha! Are you really, is salvation for a person? Let's see, Luke 1 and 68. Because we said that the God said we will be sold unto our enemies. Hold on, brother, it's for you, bro. Don't go to speak. Okay, yeah, do your thing. Come on.
Luke chapter 1 verse 68. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel. Of Israel.
We're in the New Testament, bro. He say, blessed be the Lord God of Israel. Come on.
For he hath visited and redeemed his people.
Who is God's people? Israel. That's what it say, Israel. Right? Come on.
and have raised up an horn of salvation for us.
Who is the us in that verse? Read it from the top.
Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and have raised up an horn of salvation for us.
Who is the us? The Israelites. Come on, man, the people on the side. You know what I'm saying? Israel, come on.
In the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies.
Whoa, okay, my man. It say we should be saved from our enemies, come on.
And from the hand of all that hate us.
Wow. So salvation is to be saved from your enemies and from their hand. Meaning somebody got their hand on you, bruh. And whoever that people that got their hand on you, they hate you, bruh. So who does that sound like? Does that sound like the black and Hispanic people? You see what I'm saying? Does that sound like about right? The civil rights movement, Black Panthers, the Brown Berets. What was the purpose of all these movements? What was the purpose of all those movements? The Black Panthers, the Brown Berets, any movement that we had, the civil rights movement. To stop oppression. Read it again.
And that we should be saved from our enemies and from all the hand of all that hate us.
Would you agree and say that we are a people that is hated out here? You would agree. You can agree with that. That when it comes to other nations, they hate us. One thing you got to realize, my man, is that salvation is not for an individual. Salvation is for a people that is oppressed by another people. You see what I'm saying? That's what the Bible is talking about.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word